All right, welcome back, my fellow agents. It is I, X7, your host of Zenorama, the podcast of heroes and monsters. Today we are doing a little experiment. Well, I will be reviewing, I don't know how many, four dinosaur books about dinosaurs in the media, more than, actual paleontological dinosaurs. I've also used Riverside for the first time, and the results are interesting for the main episode. So, yeah. Um, I do hope you enjoy it. I was just an experiment, and I just don't want to do it over again because it's late and I'm hungry. But having said all that, please like, share, subscribe, leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about this bodiless head that fades in and out with the background. You'd think I would have learned from trying it with on GD explanations the other night, and I did not. But I'll let you know. Anyway, the books are fun, and I highly recommend all of them. And if this is awful, it may get more views. But I may do it again next week without the weird background. Clipchamp just didn't let me do it, and Riverside does have really great recording, but I just don't know. So, having said all of that, if you have watched this far, please watch a little longer. Again, the books are great, and we will keep everything in mind and probably not do this particular sort of experiment again. All right, you ready? Let's dive in. All right, so here we are. We're going to start with this book called Dinosaurs. It is a selection edited by Jack Dan and Gardner Dozois. I would assume that's how you say it, Dozio. I actually got this in Fresno with my sister, probably in late 1990, maybe 1991. And it has got several 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 stories, and they're all quite good. Some of them are better than others. The Last Thunder Horse of the Mississippi, written by Sharon N. Farber, was my introduction to Cope and Marsh, which I know is odd, all things considered, considering how famous they are. I have reviewed the Dinosaur Wars or graphic novel, comic book, but I read these first in 1990, probably 91. So it wasn't that old, but there's some things that are very interesting in there. One of them's very introspective thing about traveling in Wyoming. I don't know who did the cover here. It's lovely though. It's just of its time. T-Rex with no feathers, and his hands aren't pronated, right? But we do have authors that are L. Sprague de Camp, A Gun for Dinosaur. Excellent story. Green Brother by Howard Waldrop, which is very interesting. Hatching Season, Harry Turtledove, as I mentioned. Time's Arrow by Arthur C. Clarke. Brian W. Aldiss, The Poor Little Warrior. And I'm looking for one that I really enjoyed, Dinosaur on a Bicycle by Tim Sullivan. I thought this said it had, it doesn't say Ray Bradbury. So I do have an illustrated Ray Bradbury, The Dinosaur Stories, which is quite good as well, but that lends itself a little more to this. One of the things I like about this is my old bookmarks that I got from my mother, my sainted mother there, the Murphy's Law calendar, and it has things like, I saved the really best one. You have taken yourself too seriously, the fifth rule. And here we have Lund's Law of Meteorology. It only rains on days you have something planned. So you should plan on having it rain, and then it wouldn't. But there are always ways around there. Great book, great stories. An interesting side note here, some housekeeping is I'm recording this with Riverside, and we'll see how this looks since it's just me showing this off. Here we have a book I found out about much later. Let's say, where is my... I had this particular thing, Lily. Interesting. 6/08/2019. This is called, wow, you can't even see it. There it is. Let me get a little closer here. It is called Dinosaur Mythology and Popular Culture by Jose Luis Sanz. It was published it's got some markings on it. Obviously, it's a used book, but I don't mind. It works. Translated by Philip Mason, Indiana Press, 2002. So I don't know. Geez, I just faded out altogether. So this background thing, I'm not sure about it. But it was, I believe was in Spanish. So I don't know exactly where it came from. I'll see if I can read it without losing it too much. Dinosaurs and terror, but not horror, just terror. Beauty and the Beast. So it goes through what dinosaurs looked like and how they made them. And it's got, of course, Japanese creatures in them. So there's Godzilla, king of the monsters. Your eyes will not believe what you see. And dinosaurs and dragons. So, I'm not really going to go too much further. So there has the Lost Continent, which, you don't have to watch all of the climbing. But I mean, people will watch Lord of the Rings characters march around for 4 or 5, 6 hours and 12 hours of movies. So they can't really complain about a 90-minute movie or 80-minute movie. They can and they will. Also, it is from Spain because there is the Rue de los Dinosaurios route. So it just goes through everything. It's very fascinating, and it goes, but it combines popular mythologies such as, again, the Land Unknown or the Land That Time Forgot. I enjoy it. I'm going to read all of these again since it's been I have read the Dinosaurs, the fiction one.
But I can. Pachycephalosaurus charge! He moved.
Next, we have the Dinosaur Filmography by Mark F. Berry, who I've corresponded with a time or two. I know he talked about reviewing or doing an addendum to this. It's a wonderful book. It's illustrated. I don't agree with everything he says, but he's really quite good. There's the giant behemoth, but it has every movie that dinosaurs might be in, even a little bit, such as even the Dr. Mordred. And there's a color section in here. It does have a very misleading Last Dinosaur cover. Not his fault, but it's a great cover. Nothing like the movie. It's McFarlane Press. I don't know if he's ever done an updated version. I talked about, using or having Varan the Unbelievable in here, because if you've got Rodan, you should have Varan, because, man, there we have, lovely, oh, geez. Yeah, maybe we're not going to use this again. Sorry about that, folks. I am the Green Ghost. If you've ever played that game, you'll know what I'm talking about. Maybe I'll put it in here. I have a picture of it somewhere. But colors, mostly, but it's really a wonderful resource. It's not inexpensive, so keep that in mind. But I highly recommend it. All right. There we go. And finally, our last one is not about movies or books. It is about toys. And I thought I'd talked about this too, but this is Dinosaur Playsets. Mostly about, oops. Yeah, really. This is really frustrating. Mostly it's about Mark's Playsets, but a whole bunch of knockoffs and things. This is the 3rd edition. It's also not inexpensive, but it's well worth it. I highly recommend it. Any of us kids, dinosaur kids from the... Wow, this is just something else. For 7 minutes, I've talked about this, and I am not happy. But I've learned my lesson. But it's loaded with pictures. And mostly it's about Mark's prehistoric play sets from the beginning to the end. Now that they don't look like them. I had tons of these. They were ubiquitous in the 70s, 60s, 70s, 50s, from the 50s probably. But I recommend this. If you want to know about the history of dinosaur toys in this country, it's great. If you want to know what not to use as a background, we have this. All right. So we'll have a little more. I'm going to wrap this up here, and we'll have a little more. And maybe I'll put some interstitials in here at some point. Oh, I stopped this thing. Oh, push the stop.
Rampaging in an unsuspecting world. Living creatures from the dawn of time. What havoc will they wreak? What lives will they destroy? What depths of panic and terror will they create? Dinosaurs, the most amazing, astounding, astonishing adventure of them all, beyond anything your mind can imagine, never before seen on the screen.
So that was my experiment with Riverside, and a background is generated that I either need more practice with or to not do it. And guess what we're going to choose? Not do it. All right. But having said all that, and be that as it may, tomorrow we will be talking about episodes 5 through 5, 6, 7, 8 of the Phantom 1943 serial, which would have been even better had they thrown thrown a lot more money at it. Would have been nice. But I do really enjoy it for what it is. So, my fellow agents, until our next assignment, this is X7. Wait, let's hit the music. This is X7 signing off and phasing out. And enjoy the Billy Zane, the trailer for the 1996 60th anniversary of The Phantom. We will be reviewing that movie, trust me, because I really like it. I think it's one of the best adaptations that you've had. All right, are you ready? I'm phasing out. Be seeing you.
Just take a look around. Darkness rules the earth.
In a dangerous world.
Governments crumble. Chaos reigns.
In a treacherous time.
There is opportunity in chaos.
Evil is a fact.
We shall succeed where they have failed.
Drax is on a quest for a supernatural power.
They know far too much.
And courage.
Stop them. You're the only one who can.
Is a phantom.
Who was that guy? Somebody I already killed.
There are some who say he is only a myth. Soon they will discover the Phantom is real.